And just hours remain before a high-stakes encounter. US President Donald Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky are now set to meet in Washington, D.C. And this comes barely days after Trump's tense talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska, a meeting aimed at negotiating an end to the grinding war in Ukraine well into its fourth year. Now, as Trump and Zelensky prepare to face each other, expectations are running high and the stage is set for a defining moment in the push for peace. My colleague Jyotsna tells you who's saying what in the run-up to the meeting. Jyotsna, over to you.
As said, of course, a high-stakes meeting is set to take place. Zelensky, let's start with Zelensky. Now, Zelensky announcing his arrival in Washington thanked Trump for the invitation and outlined that they all share a strong desire to end the war quickly and reliably, but added that the peace must be lasting this time, not like it was years ago when Ukraine was forced to give up Crimea. Minutes before Zelensky's tweet, Trump had made a post on his Truth Social network saying that retaking Russian-occupied Crimea or joining NATO are off the table. He had to put the onus on Zelensky once again, saying he could choose to end the war with Russia almost immediately or continue to fight. Well, let's go before that, where U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio had warned of consequences, including potential imposition of new sanctions on Russia if no deal is reached on Ukraine. U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff said, Russia has made some concessions with regard to 5 Ukrainian regions in an apparent reference to the Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, Zaporizhia and Crimea, which are central to Ukraine war during the Alaska summit. Now, he also said that they agreed to robust security guarantees for Ukraine. Let's see what EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen had said. Standing alongside Zelensky in Brussels, she said that Ukraine must be able to keep its territorial integrity. Now, Zelensky hailed Washington's security guarantee offer, saying it must really be very practical, delivering protection on land, in the air and at sea, and must be developed with Europe's participation. Talking of Europe, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz proposed Trump, Putin and Zelensky trilateral meeting takes place in Europe. Putin said he discussed ways of ending the conflict in Ukraine on a fair basis at his meeting with Trump. Now, speaking to top officials in Moscow a day after the Alaska summit, Putin said he had the opportunity to calmly and in detail reiterate our position in his terms. A statement signed by leaders of France, Germany, UK, European Commissioner President insisted on maintaining pressure on Russia until peace was achieved. The statement came after Trump briefed Zelensky and European leaders about his conversation with Putin. Now, this is all that has been happening since the Alaska summit. Now all eyes are on Washington. Back to you, Shivan.